Hi there. My name is Susan Ballou, and I'm on a quick lunch break and decided that I was going to start something that I've been thinking about doing for a while. So I will be posting this a little bit later after I have a chance to look at it, where it's my first one. But I wanted to talk for the next few minutes just about something that I've been dealing with 2019 resolutions. And according to somebody on the radio today, they said that tomorrow is Saturday the 12th. That's usually the first day that all the resolutions go out the window. So I'm trying to avoid that. And I want to talk about my life and some changes that I have made in it over this last year and now want to continue for the next year. So, any of you that know me have known that I've had a weight issue pretty much all of my life. I remember looking at a picture of when I was 2, right after I'd had pneumonia, and it was the only pictures that I knew of that I wasn't chubby or overweight in. And I remember saying, I love that picture. And my dad said, yeah, but that was right after you had pneumonia and you were sick. But I still liked that picture because it was the one thin picture that I had within my entire life that I can remember. I remember by the time I was in late middle school, I weighed 160 pounds and I was tall, I was 5'7", probably at that point. I made it up to like 5'8", but that still was heavy for that age. And I packed on a lot of weight over puberty. I was starved. I remember being starved and exhausted. And then when I went into nursing school, gained even more weight between all of the stress and eating and late nights and eating to keep awake and eating to deal with stress and all of that. And then later on got married, had kids. After my last child, I ended up going on birth control injections that I didn't realize were steroid based at the time. And I packed on even more weight and I gained it at a very frightening rate and I could not get it off. And finally, after years of just struggling and being starved and feeling like such a failure because I could not figure out how to do it, and I just thought it was a complete lack of whatever in my own ability. And I went to Weight Watchers. I went to every kind of weight loss type of thing that you could imagine. I think I tried. And finally, in 2007, I ended up following all of the steps and had weight loss surgery. Over a period of probably a year and a half or so after that, I lost 150 of those pounds. I still wasn't all the way down to my goal weight, but I got a significant amount off and it did really change my quality of life. Then things changed. We ended up moving, came down to California, started working night shift jobs. And once again, what did you do when you can't get enough sleep and when you're stressed out, you eat? And what did I eat? I ate crackers. Crackers went down very, very well in spite of the fact that I had had surgery. Crackers were my comfort food. They made me feel good. They helped me get through the night shift. Crackers and peanut butter were great, or just crackers and milk, whatever. I loved crackers and cookies and chips, but crackers were my big thing. And I slowly started packing on weight. And then I ended up transitioning out of my bedside job and ended up going to a nursing informatics computer job after I graduated from school. Because, oh yes, in the middle of all that, I was going to school for my master's on top of everything. And so sitting in front of a computer and eating carbs and crackers and toast and things that my surgeon years ago had told me I should leave alone, but my nutrition had said, oh, no, just do it in moderation. And so I did moderation and then some more. And so eventually I started gaining even more. And over the last few years, I packed on even more. By the fall of 2016, it was 2017, I got really scared because I knew something had to change or I was going to gain everything back. Overall, I had gained 75 pounds back of my 150 pounds that I lost, and I was frightened. And I remember having my annual performance evaluation, talking to my boss, and you have to do a personal one as well as a professional goal. And I was just like, the only thing that I can think of is I want to get healthy so I can continue to work. And if I don't get healthy, I don't know what I'm going to do. So that's my personal goal. And so she said, well, you have to do something measurable. How about, choose an amount? I said, okay, in a year, I will try to lose 10 pounds because I knew that even that was a stretch. And so throughout that year, we started exploring. My husband did stuff with me as well. We tried some of the different programs that you have food mailed to you or all kinds of things. And I would just gain more weight. And finally, I talked to my brother and he told me that he and my sister-in-law had started on keto. And I'd kind of thought, that's kind of weird, but he gave me a link to a TED Talk about keto and the keto diet and diabetes. And I started listening to it. And I am a science geek. I'm a nurse. I love research and evidence-based practice. I am into as much research as possible. I love that kind of thing. It's my gig. So I listened to it and the research made sense. And so I started absolutely searching for everything I could get my hands on. There's so much out there. I listened to a guy named Dr. Ken Berry. I listened to diet doctors, Dr. Eric Westman, I think his name is. Christy Honeycutt Sullivan is someone who's been very successful. Listened to her stuff and cried. There's a Ask Nurse Cindy on YouTube. Keto Connect, Two Fit Docs. I just watched everything I could get my hands on, went into PubMed, took a look at research that I could find, got books, read, and was convinced, okay, I have a carb addiction and let's see what happens. And so slowly started to work myself into getting off of the carbs. I am not someone that can just turn on a switch and change. That is not me. I don't stick to that well. My husband's more that way, but not me. And so I did what I called the boiling the frog method. And I started little by little, slowly withdrawing myself off of the various things that I was addicted to. Over this last year, once I started that around January, and I lost about 45 pounds. Through the holidays, I managed to hold off. My goal was to not gain a bunch. It is very hard. I wanted to stick to it as much as I could. Would love to say I didn't try any of the office goodies, but I had a few, which then always leads to being more hungry and struggling and having to work myself back off of that whole burning sugar again. So now I'm back on ketones, burning those, having a lot more energy, feeling a lot better, and am interested in just kind of posting what that looks like and how I've done it and how it's helped, and actually using this as kind of a way to keep me on track. So I'll be checking back in. My class that I'm getting ready to teach, lunch break is almost over. It's time to get going again. So I'm going to go ahead and hit stop, and I will post this soon, and we'll probably work on posting some more in the near future. Thanks.